Okay. Oops. Let's see. Mirror. Okay. We gotta put it back the other way. All right. Sweet. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to whoever's watching the replay. And if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and put in the comments replay fam. But feel free to fast forward, do whatever you need to in order to get where you need to go, and enjoy. Hello, hello, hello. We are doing readings tonight. Let me know if you're staying, or maybe even just for a little bit. Let me know where you are, where you're watching from, if you're watching on the live. So I'm actually doing, so Regina, obviously you're no stranger. Hi Regina, it's nice to see you again. So obviously, you know, I'm doing, I always do free and paid. So you can always ask for, you know, just like a free love reading if you would like. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you for liking it. Please share it out also. So I will do that right now. So free readings, if you're here for the free readings, I'm offering free and paid. But if you're here for the free readings, so Regina, you can always just comment with your name and a question about the love reading. But if you want to do something more in depth, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So comment with your name and a question. I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, but these readings are going to be short, less detailed. Okay. And as for my paid services, hi Jackie, how are you? Thank you for all the hearts and thank you for the love. I really appreciate that. Absolutely, you can absolutely tip me. So the in-depth readings, okay, so I have a lot of paid services, right? So in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and what this is going to be multi-dimensional mediumship. Where the MD is, it should probably be MMD, but it is what it is. And then light language activations or healing readings. Yeah. So that's that. And if you do, hey, I just realized I'm missing a card. If you do want to pay for a reading, and if you do pay for a reading, you got to let me know in the comments down below that you paid for a reading, because you get put on a list. And I do all of my paid readings first. And all of my links to donate are in my bio. Yeah? I don't know where my other card is, so I'm a little lost, but that's okay. Absolutely, Sal. So if you're here for a free reading, my dears, again, comment with your name and a question, and feel free to keep putting it in the comments, because sometimes I'm not going to see it, and sometimes they just don't appear for whatever reason. And I will get to them as much as I will get to as many as I can. Okay. So Damaris, I don't do pregnancy or fertility. Okay. Oh, so Regina, you paid. So for whatever reason, I can't check PayPal on my phone. It just doesn't let me. So what did you pay for, my dear? Did you just pay for an in-depth reading? Yeah, I'm sorry. You're welcome, Damaris. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's just not my thing. Okay, for love. Okay, for love. Okay, all right. So you did an in-depth reading for love. Regina, so honored to be reading for you again. So you did an in-depth reading. So tell me, Regina, is there anything specific? Is there a question there? Are you open? Are you looking for like a specific person for you and like a specific person? If you can let me know a little bit more in depth, that'd be great. Yeah, and then I'll just go through, I'll go through the things. So if you're here, welcome, welcome, thank you. I'm doing free and paid readings tonight. So you can comment with your name and a question, and I will get to as many as I can. I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, and the free readings are going to be short, okay? Very, very condensed information. Thank you for the follow, Amber. And the paid services, if you have any question around that, feel free to ask. Okay, let's see. A lot of people looking for love. I love it. Engaged and wondering if I should just break it off. Okay, all right. Thank you for sharing the live, Jackie. Hey, Amanda. I'm doing it again. Okay, so Regina, you said engaged and wondering if I, okay, so I'm just going to silence myself. I'm going to connect to you, Regina. So I'm doing a paid reading right now for Regina. If anybody is, you know, just go ahead and wait if that's something that you want to do or resonates. But that's what I'm doing right now. So Regina, where are you? There you are. Regina. Okay, so let me feel into this connection. Okay, so it feels like there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of confusion. Is this actually for me? Is this not? It feels like a lot of confusion, and it feels like a lot of on the fenceness. Do I do this? Do I not? I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to, you know, those types of things. So let me see what I get as I tap into this further. There's a lot of frustration. It also feels like there's a lot of like promises to change behavior, and there's not a lot of action to, you know, change the behavior, change behavior. And so I'm also tapping into a lot of frustration around unchanged behavior, and I'm also hearing like broken promises, whatever that might mean. And so, okay, so let me tap into this person's energy and see. There's a lot of want to change, but they don't exactly know how. And there's a little bit of a disinterest, like I'm not fully interested in that right now. It feels like I'm preoccupied with other things, and as much as I want this relationship and I want to show that I'm changing, I want to show up, I don't exactly know how to do that. And that's this other person this is your I guess partner. I'm not sure if it's your partner. I would say if you're engaged, it's your partner. Are there, let me just ask a few questions to the guides up here. The engagement feels like it is in a, how do I say this? The engagement feels like it's kind of and I don't know what this means, but it feels like it's going to naturally fizzle because there's so much back and forth, and I can't take it. Like, you know, if if I'm you, I feel like I just, this is too much. And it feels like it needs to be, not needs to be, but it feels like I want it to be easier. Obviously, in relationships, there's challenges. There's, you know, there's things that will deepen the challenges that deepen the relationship. But it just feels like there's a lot of strain and a lot of like not keeping promises. Promises keep coming up. And I'm going to say it, but I think you deserve better. I think you deserve a partner that's going to show up. But you get to be, at the end of the day, Regina, you get to be, you're the ultimate authority on your life. So you get to make this choice. But it does feel like it's going to naturally fizzle because there's too much pressure on both of you. You know, does that make sense? Let me scroll through the, hi Liz. Oh, Mama G, I'm not reading you. I'm actually reading Regina, but if it resonates for you, take whatever resonates. You too, Amanda. Or if he's cheating, it feels like there's again, I get taken back to, I want to show up like if I'm him, I want to show up like my partner wants me to show up, but there's not that internal alignment within him to do it and to take that action. Does that make sense? And so if someone's not in alignment, or it's kind of like forcing someone to, you know, enjoy a plate of spaghetti when they hate spaghetti, or they're just like, I don't really have feelings either way about spaghetti. And that's it's a little off, but I think you get the context of it, of just like, you can't force someone to change when they're not ready to change. Priscilla, thank you for sending me the heart me. And thank you for the follow. Let me see where you are at. Yeah, I get it. Is there any other questions you have, Regina? It feels like there's a natural fizzle, but you do get to decide whether or not you end it, or you just kind of let it fizzle. It does feel like there's big lessons here. So as long as you're learning the lesson, no matter what you do, no matter which way you decide to go, it does feel like, make sure you get the lesson and that it's trying to teach you. Thank you for the roses, Liz. No, that's about it. Okay. How much is a reading? Well, that's a great question, Ashley. Thank you, Regina. Sending you all the love, girl. I hope that helps. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You get to decide. You're the powerful fucking authority over your life, my dear. So, sending you all of the hugs and all of the love. So Ashley asked about how much is a reading. I'm actually offering free and paid readings. Yeah. So if you'd like a free reading, go ahead and comment with your name and a question. It can be yes or no. You can be open to spirit. It can be relationship, career, health, etc. Sorry. And I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, guys. And then the free readings are going to be shorter. Yeah. And then if you want a paid reading, My paid services, I have lots of paid services, right? So like in-depth reading, quantum healing. This is mediumship and multidimensional mediumship right here. Light language activation, and then healing readings. Yeah. And then if you do pay, all of my PayPal or all of my information to pay, donate, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, that's all in my link in the link in my bio. And if you do pay, let me know in the comments that you paid so that you get your reading. Thank you for the roses. Sal. Okay, Sal. So Sal, will Elaine and I reconcile? Okay, good question. Thank you for asking. Sal. So let me just connect to you, and then from there I'll connect to this relationship. So just give me one moment to connect. Okay, there you are. When I first connect to this, Sal, I feel a lot of bitterness. I feel a lot of resentment that needs to be let go if you are to move forward in a healthy way without the past coming up and being brought up as a weapon. So that's the first thing that I'm hearing. Is there anything else? So the other thing here is you both have to be willing to do the work to reconcile. A lot of us, we feel like relationships should be easy and all of things. And I'm not saying that you feel this way, but I think sometimes we have unrealistic expectations or even just unconscious stuff that's going on. We don't realize it. So both partners have to actively, consciously, deliberately be wanting to move forward together in a healthy way. Does that make sense? Otherwise, I just get like a lot of bickering, a lot of arguing, a lot of like breaking it off over and over again and being in the exact same spot that you are in now, wondering. That's what I feel for you. I hope that helps. But take it or leave it. It is your choice. And thank you for asking and being here. Thank you for who's liking all the thank you for all the lives. What is light language activation? So it is me. So it's kind of me utilizing light language. So first off, I always connect to your higher self, and it's always directed by your higher self or your superconscious. Okay. So first off, it's directed by the big you. Yeah. And it's just to activate. An activation is two things. It's not just an activation, it's an activation and a clearing. So there's a clearing that happens and then an activation that happens. Does that make sense? So if we were to do a light language activation and your higher self was like, okay, we're going to activate the root chakra, and I'm trying to think, like, okay, we're going to activate the root. So there would be some kind of clearing in the root first, and then it would activate. It really just kind of depends on what your higher self is dictating to me. Does that make sense? You're so welcome, Sal. Blessings, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the roses, Elizabeth. I love you so much. Hi, Ash. How are you? I haven't seen a lot of you in a long time. Ooh, excuse me. 1 second. Let me just scroll through the comments. 1 second. I need to go. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, we need some work. Yeah, I mean, it's just like a relationship is just like, you know, I relate everything to fitness or bodybuilding. So you don't just get fit one day and you're done, right? It takes constant work. It takes constant presence. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you for liking it. Jen, will Ryan and I work things out? 1 second. So I'm just going to connect to you first. There you are. And then you said, okay, so this person, it's meant to go, so the way this comes through, it feels like it's meant to go a little further, and little is kind of subjective. So don't get caught up in the word little or the label little, but it's meant to go on for a bit longer. And I don't get like a time frame or anything like that, but it does feel like you're meant to, this feels more like a reason season type of thing. You know how everybody comes into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. This person feels like a reason and a season for you. So like major lesson. Ooh, I got all kinds of chills. So major lessons for you. I'm hearing around worth, knowing your worth, owning your worth, and I'm going to say it, fucking expressing your worth. I was trying to say that with a little bit more sass, but I couldn't remember the word. But like worth. I get like this person is teaching you about your worth. And so it feels like a bit longer. So make sure you get the lesson. That's the big thing here. You got to make sure you get the lesson and process. But I hope that helps, my dear. And take it or leave it. You know, you get to choose. Thank you, Priscilla. Okay, so let me scroll through the, oh, you sent a Venmo. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. I see you, Samantha. Okay, so you are, okay. Samantha, I'm hearing Tony Danza in my head on Who's the Boss saying, Samantha. Stupid. So Samantha, let me know you paid for a reading. If you have, let me know if you have a question or you're just open. And the more specific the question, the better. So I will go through the other things and wait. Thank you. Hey, I like that. It's different now. Let me swipe this so that I know that I have done them and I have acknowledged you guys. Okay. All right. So if you are here for like a free reading, just comment with your name and a question. It can be yes or no. It can be love, health, career, etc. You can be open. But I don't do pregnancy or fertility. Ooh, guidance. Okay, I like this one. Okay, so let's see. I'm open. Just want to know. Okay, know what you. I get it. I don't need to repeat it. For your highest good. I get it. Okay. Jackie, stick around. I really like to read you after I'm done. But if you don't have the time, that's totally okay. Okay, so Samantha. So just give me a moment to tap in and see where your higher self wants to take me. So I'm just going to connect to you. Ooh, interesting. Okay. One moment. I get a little... Ooh, girl. Okay. I was getting... I'm trying to calm my own nervous system. Because when I tap into you, Samantha, I almost get a little nauseous, a little queasy. And so there are some let's see, how do I put this in a way that is not giving away your power fully? So energetic hygiene is going to be big for you. You're a sensitive soul, my dear. If you're sensitive, if anybody's watching this and you're sensitive, you need to be practicing your energetic hygiene. It's more important than ever. But like on a daily basis. So grounding, clearing your field, clearing your aura, taking salt baths, etc. Just energetic hygiene in general, because there is and where let's see, 1 second, because I need to tap into this in a safe way. It feels like there are, I guess, entities that are, you could say, attached to people that you consistently interact with. And because of your orientation and some of the like emotion, the old emotions, wounds, etc., that you're still carrying in your field, these entities really like you because you have the light, and you're sensitive, and they can F with you pretty easily. So energetic hygiene, knowing how to like put up your shields, and this isn't about protecting yourself from anything evil. It's nothing like that, because when we go into that kind of mindset, we're giving away our power. And so I don't want you to give away your power, but there is, you got to protect your energy, because that's part of protecting your peace, is what I'm hearing. One moment, one of your guides wants to come in. One of your guides is asking you, or not asking you, is one of your guides is telling me, is kind of bombarding me a little bit, is like, use the blue ray. That's going to help to clear out some of this, but not just okay, so I'm hearing use the blue ray and the violet ray. So the violet flame and the blue ray. And if you don't know how to, do that, that's part of you. It's part of your energetic hygiene. It's part of understanding this skill. One, let's see, what else is there? So blue ray, violet flame, daily. Energetic hygiene, using your shields, grounding, clearing your chakras or your energy portals, like, because that needs to be cleared. However, here's the thing. When you start doing this type of work, it's going to start bringing up stuff. It's going to start bringing up stuff from your unconscious, okay? So 1 second. And then I'm hearing like shadow integration. So I feel like you're on a path towards shadow integration. I don't know if you're actually in the alignment to be fully ready for this, but it feels like that's where you're heading, and it feels like that's where your guides are guiding you into, like a level of shadow integration, by way of learning how to clear your energy, do your shields, and then, just kind of doing your own energy work on yourself. Does that make sense? But this is what I get, because I get a lot of like the queasiness and the nausea was coming from these beings, and they make me feel physically ill. And I had to do my thing. But and 1 second, let me ask a question. You might experience this as overwhelm, like intense overwhelm, not just regular, maybe I don't want to say everyday overwhelm, because that's normalizing overwhelm, but it feels like intense overwhelm, intense spiraling in the mind, intense anxiety. And it could even lead you into a panic attack. But it feels like there might be 2 of them that's attached to one person. But they like you because you hold the light, and you're here as like a starseed or a light worker. And they like you. And they, I don't know who this is attached to. It feels like a female. So if you have like a close friend who you exchange a lot of energy with, it feels like it would be that person, but it feels female, or it could just be female energy, and that doesn't necessarily mean gender. I'm gonna scroll through the kind of, oh, hold on 1 second, kind of going through it, but wonder if it's attached to my husband. Let me see 1 second. I think your husband's got his own stuff. I mean, obviously we all have our own stuff. It feels like he's got something different going on. This feels attached to a female. So if your husband has like a lot of like more feminine energy, again, it does not gender, but like more feminine energy, then I would say it's him, but it doesn't feel like it's husband. He feels like he's got his own stuff going on, but doesn't feel like it's these things that are making me sick. Feels like a friend or an acquaintance. Maybe, I don't know if you have someone that gossips a lot, or that would, like one of those friends that would call you just to like dump all their stuff. It feels like it would be that type of person. So if you know somebody that's like that, I would say it's probably more than likely that person. But that's what I feel. Oh, it could be just moved to a new job. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Feel much lighter when, yeah, he's definitely got his own stuff that's entangled in your stuff. But it doesn't feel like it's him. Doesn't feel like it's him. There's a person that I've been working with who every time I'm around her, it's like a disaster. I would be, so the really great thing, or not great thing, the really easy way to tell is, how do you feel when you're around that person? What do you notice? What manifests? Because I know when I'm around people that, I'm trying to think of my own example to give you some context. But I know that when I'm around certain people, or I go to certain places and there's people that are, their energy is like whack. Yeah, I'm going to bring that back. That their energy just isn't, I'm like, ooh, nope. But it does feel like that. It feels just like it's a person. I think it is that person. But it's not to shame her, blame her. It's very unconscious. She doesn't know what's going on. But she just thinks it, I feel like she thinks of it as like bad luck. That she just is always going to be that way. So it's it's kind of like folly follows her, calamity follows her. So I would say about what, 99%, 98% sure that it's probably that person. So learn how to clear yourself. And if you're working with this person, clear yourself before you go to work, clear yourself before you come home. And that's going to help you feel a lot better. And it's going to help you feel a lot clearer because you're taking some of that stuff from her. Because her energy, they're saying it to me very funnily, like she's a messy bitch, but like her energy is messy, more than that, but they're saying it to me in a very comical kind of way. She's a messy bitch. But it's nothing against her, no judgment. It's just like she's unaware of that stuff. So energetic hygiene for you, my dear. Clear yourself before and after work. Use the violet flame, use the blue ray. Learn how to ground yourself if you don't know how to already, and kind of run your energy in a way that clears your points, all of your points. Especially the heart and especially the third eye. The throat too. The throat, yeah. So heart, throat, third eye. Because these are your more spiritual sense. These are parts within you that you feel more comfortable being in. Like these higher chakras. So definitely energetic hygiene for you. Yeah. Ashley, okay, my dear. Okay, so does that make sense, Samantha? I see you, Ashley. I'm doing the things. Okay, all right. Just making sense. Making sure. Thank you for being here, Samantha, and allowing me to read you. We're sending you all of the love, and feel free to come back on a live or just message me and let me know how that goes. If you decide and choose to do the things. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, thank you. You're awesome. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do, and just being that. Okay, so Ashley. All right, so paid reading. Okay, got you, Ashley. Ashley, do you have a specific question or a specific, what is it, aspect of life, like health, career, etc.? Hey, Ash, I see you. Okay, Ash. Sorry, I didn't mean, that was a slip. Let me know, Ashley. And in the meantime, while Ashley lets me know her things, thank you for liking the live, Ash, or Ellie. No, not Ash, but Ashley. This Ashley Lauren. Just general. Okay, just general, but do kind of what, but do kind of want to know what's going on with this blah feeling. Okay. All right. No, it's not your bad. It's all good. It's all good. Ellie, how do you even possess roses to send them? I don't get it. Anyways, so the blah feeling. Okay. So Ashley Lauren. Okay, Ashley Lauren. Let me find you first. Okay. There you are. So one moment while I kind of just process and fill into your energy. It feels, one moment. There's a lot there in your field. It feels like you're disconnected. I'm trying to find the other words. I feel disconnected. I feel part of it, a big part of it, a very significant part of it is because you're not connecting to your purpose and your passion. It feels like I've put these aside as something, as like just a dream. Like they don't matter. But it also feels like that's in conflict with your conscious mind. So it feels like a bit of an internal conflict that's going on that's not fully allowing you to really like lean into the fact that you can be supported by your purpose and your passion in life. Does that make sense? That's why that's mostly why the blah, because all of that, like part of your purpose and your passion, that's what reinvigorates you and really gets your chi to start flowing in the way that's aligned. As I tapped into your energy, like right away, there just feels like there's a lot. There's a lot in the mind that says, I can't do that. That says that's not possible. There's a little bit of capability in there too. Like, I'm not really capable of that because that would, you know, that means I have to do all of this others. I'm just not capable. So there's a little bit of that comes up. Okay. So one of your guides is coming through and saying, I'm going to relay this in the most gentle way possible, but they're saying you let your excuses dictate your destiny. And you're here to fulfill your destiny. And I hope that's the right word. So if you wouldn't use destiny, you replace it with another word that you would use, whether it's fate or your purpose or whatever it is. But I'm hearing destiny for whatever reason. It's like your excuses. I don't have enough money. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how. So it's like you're letting that dictate your reality, and you're letting it dictate your life. You're allowing all of these internal narratives to run your life, but you don't realize the more unconscious things that are running underneath the surface that are adding to this. And especially, it's all kind of adding into that blah, 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 blah. You know, just like, I don't like, I feel disconnected. I just, one moment I'm listening and also kind of asking questions. So one moment, is there anything? Okay, so there's something about like you've been able to make some progress, but like not as much as you would like, not as much as you would want. And sometimes you feel really great, and sometimes, and like most of the times, it's kind of like the energy. Okay, wait, what? So the energy moving forward, especially from 2025, the energy moving forward is going to massively catalyze movement in the direction of your growth and expansion, and turning your light all the way the F on and being in that. So if there's resistance, it's going to show up in more intense, and I'm going to use this very lightly, but I don't have another word, extreme ways. Whether it's, you know, whether it's like ailments, etc., like that. And it's not to concern you or push you into fear. It's more about like, that's how much, it's about awareness. That's kind of how much resistance you have towards allowing yourself to actually go there, to be in your purpose, to be in your light, to know that you're a fucking phenomenal human being that came here to be a leader, that came here to be a teacher, that came here to be a way shower. In your fucking creative genius, in your flow, in your alignment. Do you feel that? You're disallowing that, not on a conscious level, but on an unconscious level. Okay, so I'm going to, you can choose to receive these light codes or not, but I'm hearing that there's light codes for you that will do a little bit of light cleaning, a little bit of light cleaning in your field, but you have to accept it in order for it to do it. So this gets to be your choice, so you can accept it or not, but I'm going to, I'm feeling called to do the things, and whoever wants to receive these, you can just simply intend to receive. One moment. Matelea motkua mala malakete matku shishi eti natakaat at amatku oti mataat ket sanatki hasa matkush amatkia sha 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 sha. So I'm just going to bring in a bunch of diamond light, and we're going to clear out. We're going to bring some of the violet flame, and then we're going to swirl that around. The goal here is to do enough light cleaning so that you can understand when you feel connected and when you feel disconnected, and that there is a very big significant shift, and that shift needs to happen within you. And we're just going to bring that into the heart. And it's going to go into the heart, and it's just going to circle out. So let's go in both the front and the back of the heart chakra, and it's just going to clear out the field. And so that's going to, I'm just going to give it up to your higher self. So your higher self can run that as long as they deem fit, and as is in alignment with you, as per where you are. I'm just going to ask that it's all gentle, it's all easy, fun, well, that it's at least gentle and kind. There we go. Shama. Ishama tuku uakaya mate. Liama, ela amaku ata. Shu Take a deep breath and exhale with a sigh. And and allow that to integrate and circulate, integrate. So I'm just gonna do like a figure 8. Shianate, shianate, shianate kiamonu ihase kiase kiasa matuku mahaata. And I'm just gonna let that, again, I'm gonna give that to your higher self, but it's still running. So you might still feel heat or coolness or tingles or, you know, just the energy flowing. That's all those indicators of that energy. And I'm going to, one more time, I'm just going to tap back into your higher self to see, or in your guides to see if there's anything else. One of your biggest initiations is about trust and belief in yourself. And initiations are spans of time that are uncomfortable. And I laugh because, boy, are they uncomfortable. But they bring up all the stuff. They bring up all the resistance. And they bring also self-awareness. But within an initiation, it's not passive. It has to be very active. You have to be very present. So trust and belief in yourself. Trust is big for you, girl. Like a lot of, I won't say a lot, there's quite a bit of information in your field that is coded up to mistrust. And so then we go into control. And I need to control the things because I need to create some kind of familiarity and safety and comfort. And there's not enough walking in trust. Okay? So trust is going to be very, very big for you as through 2027. So that's going to be a big initiation for you. From like now through 2027, at least through 2027. And that depends on how active you are in your own life of trusting what comes, trusting the way, trusting that you can do it, trusting in your purpose, trusting in yourself, trusting. So the final message here is trust. You got to believe in yourself. Does that make sense? It's like, yeah, it's a battle. Anytime we feel like an internal battle, that's all internal conflicts. I feel like this is a part of my purpose, purging out, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm actually creating academies, I'm creating several academies, but I'm doing an academy for just transformation, like that. Boom. But wherever you find that and resonate, I would definitely say you're being guided in that direction. And I get the feeling that you're being taken there, whether you're ready or not. Because they're saying you've been hitting the snooze button. And so we can only hit the snooze button so many times before our guides are like, okay, we tried to tell you, because we have contracts with ourselves. So trust in yourself, girl. You can do it. I promise. But I do understand the stuff. I definitely understand it. That is what I teach. Interesting. Okay, so let's do is it like last call time? I don't think so yet. 1 second. I just want to make sure. Okay, that was your reading. Okay, I got you, Ashley. Okay, I got you. I'm just going to boop, boop, boop. All right. Okay. Just so I'm clear, I just want to make sure that nobody else had a paid reading or a paid service. If you did, let me know in the comments. And we have some time left. So if you would like a free reading, my dears, just comment with your name and a fucking question. You can be open to spirit, what spirit has to tell you. Love, health, career, all the things, right? Also, I don't do pregnancy or fertility, and the free readings are going to be short, very abridged, compact information. Jackie, okay, Jackie, I got you. And now these are my paid services, right? So in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. That's that. The MD is multidimensional. Light language activation, and then healing readings. Okay. So if you do donate, all the links to donate are in my profile. That link, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all there. And then you come back here and you comment and say, hey, I paid for a reading. Give me my MFN reading. No, I'm kidding. Don't say that. but let me know that you paid for a reading. Ellie, thank you. How do people get those things? That's crazy. It's crazy to me. What? Technology. Okay, so Jackie, are you sure? You said guidance, or you said something else before. So you just guidance? Is that what you're? I will go with that. I'm just gonna go with that. Okay, so Jackie, let me connect to you. And thank you for allowing me to read for you. Okay. Girl, when I tap into your field, I want to fucking cry. Your heart feels like it is carrying unnecessary grief. And it feels like okay, so I'm empathing as you. And so I feel a lot of grief in my heart, and I'm carrying it as almost a way to punish myself. I don't know if this is a conscious thing or, more unconscious, but it feels like a degree of punishment. Like I need to ensure, in order to ensure that you're like a good person. Like I'm a good girl, I'm a good person. And it's like carrying this burden to make sure, like in your, I don't know, unconscious, to ensure that like I'm a good person though. Like I'm a good person. It's time to let that shit go, girl, because this is creating a lot of stagnancy and resistance in I don't know if you're like into manifestation, but like into like the things that you want to create in your life. You're holding on to this, and that grief, the grief and the pain that you're holding on to, it's unnecessary, but it's causing a lot of friction. It's causing a lot of okay, interesting. So the way that they're showing it to me is like you're kind of creating certain things, right? And everything is created twice, once in the unseen, and then again in the seen, right? So once again in the metaphysical, and then again in the physical. So it feels like you're gathering energy and you're starting to kind of manifest, and you might see like little traces of things of like, oh, more money or more this. But then this grief comes in, and the need to punish, like self-punishment comes in, and it kind of wipes it all out. Especially if you get into like a more emotionally volatile place, or just an emotional place where you're just feeling disconnected, disconnected basically. And this is really affecting your ability to like create what you actually want to create. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's a big thing. But we love you. We love you, and like, we all going through it. You're not the only human here that has experienced that or is experiencing that. A lot of people I talk to are blocked in a lot of ways, you know, dissociated. That's a really good, yeah, dissociated is another pretty accurate term too. Yeah, always feels like one step forward, 10 steps back, but I want to stay looking forward. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And this makes me even more kind of reassured in bringing this container and this academy forward, because so many people need that medicine. And it's in a way that you don't have to go digging for all of the things like traditional, like shadow work, where you're just digging and digging and digging, and I need to heal this and I need to heal this, but in a way that's truly empowered. And yeah, thank you for saying that, Ash. You're meant to do this, and we're meant to be here. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. So we love you, my dear Jackie, and keep on keeping on, because you are strong. You are powerful. It's just remembering that on more than a conscious level and really transforming the information in your field that says differently. Does that make sense? Okay, so my cat is over here in the... Mom! Okay, so Kendra, she loud. Oh, so Kendra would love some help and insight into future love life. Can you expand on that just a little bit so I have a little bit more context? Yeah, she feisty. She feisty. She is. When she got something to say, she gonna fucking say it. Yeah, Kendra, will you just kind of add on to that a little bit? I need a little bit more context. That would be great. Thank you. Carly, guidance. Okay, one second, guys, because I'm getting this little puzzle piece on my end of the thing. Yes, I got it. Okay, so Carly, where are you? Okay. All right, I'm connected to you. 1 second while I kind of just connect to your superconscious, your guides, and listen. Carly, guidance for Carly. What the first thing I'm hearing for you, Carly, is trust in the vision that you have for yourself and your life. This one, this reading is kind of tying into the other one as it pertains to trust. Because you don't have visions or dreams or things that you want to like do and pursue, and you're inspired to, you know, pursue in life. You don't just have them for any, you know, any reason. They're there for a reason. Like they're not, I want to say wackadoo. They're not like random. They're meant for you because you pre-planned this shit. You didn't pre-plan all of it. You still do have a degree of free will as to how you accomplish those things throughout your contracts. So you can do it happily, easily, or you can do it begrudgingly. So I do hear though, like, trust in the vision that you have in your life, because it's there for a reason. It's not random. I'm hearing one of your guides over here to the left. No, to the right. Sorry, this is my right. Might be your left. I don't know. But your guide is saying, trust in your vision. It's not random. Like, underline the words however many times you need to to kind of and start to ingrain it and start to believe it. It's not random. And I don't know if you constantly tell yourself it's random, like, why do I have this, or question it. It's not random. It's pre-planned, it's pre-designed by you, because you're that fucking amazing. And it's part of the infinite intelligence you're connected to, and that you are. Not even, I mean, connected to and are, but are and are connected to. Does that make sense? So it's not random. Trust in the visions that you have for yourself, your life. And underline it all of the times. You do know. You do. Okay, so Kendra, thank you for responding to me and giving me a little bit more context. I love that. We've been friends for a while, and I think he wants more, but I'm not sure I do. Okay, will it go anywhere? So here's another thing around trust. So, okay, Kendra. So let me connect to your energy, Kendra. Let me connect to you in your field first. Okay, there you are. Let me just feel into this connection. Ooh, interesting. It's like okay. One moment. One moment will I figure this out and figure out what they're trying to tell me. Okay. Yeah, it feels a little bit backwards. And I'll give you context here. So it feels like, so if you're uninterested or you don't know, it's probably a no. But here's the thing, here's the rub. It's like, oh, I'm not interested, but will it go anywhere? So do you see the conflicting messages you're giving yourself, and also people in a potential relationship? There's that mixed signal. It's the inner conflicts that arise. So it's like, I don't really know if I want to, but would it go anywhere? Then maybe I'd be interested. So it feels like there's this, oh my gosh, how do I say this? It feels like there's this kind of, like the wirings are a little crossed or backwards. That's no judgment around you. It's just sometimes how we code up information when we're between conception and 7 years old. So it feels like there's this thing of, it feels like you wouldn't quite, yeah. It feels like even if the right person did present themselves, you would be uninterested, because that's how you've coded up romantic relationships in your field. It feels a little like I said, backwards. But that's just to give it context, right? So whatever vocabulary you want to use, maybe instead of backwards, please feel free. But it does feel like, okay, so one second. Let me ask a couple of questions. So ultimately, obviously, this isn't even me reading, but ultimately you get to decide, okay? But it does feel like there's, part of it is because you're in a a phase or a section. Let's say phase. Let's say phase. You're kind of in a phase or a cycle of time where you're going to be naturally disinterested because this is about you time. So this is you time. But then, then this thing comes in of like, oh, well, would it go anywhere though? You know, so you get to take all of this information and decide for yourself, because I'm not here to take your power. But there are these things, there are these experiences coded up in your field in a certain way of like, you would probably reject the one if that's the kind of lingo that you like the one or a soulmate or someone that would be a little bit more of a longer term partner. It feels like you wouldn't recognize them as so, because you're in a cycle of time of like, this is about you time. Does that make sense? So Kendra, take that or leave that, but that's what I get, and I'm going to disconnect. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. And let me scroll through the comments to get to the bottom. I like that, Ash. If you have to second guess, I wouldn't do it. The answer is no. Wait for clarity to come and for it to be a resounding fuck yes or hell yes. If it's not a hell yes, it's probably a no. Because you can feel the alignment. If it was like truly aligned and you were like, you would have there would be like no resistance or no question. It would be all clarity. Does that make sense? So I try to kind of advise, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no, and then wait for the clarity, because sometimes the clarity will come. But yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I feel so awful because I know it's hard for him to understand what I want, how I feel. There's that people pleaser. Your people pleaser is showing. And it's not a judgment. It's just a loving awareness of that's a people pleaser thing. Oh, I feel so bad for you, but like, why? And it's not about not caring about someone else's feelings. It's just about, I know what I want, and it's okay to know what you want and say no. It's nothing against anybody. It's just being in your own alignment. Amber, will things ever get better between Jeff and I and our kids? Things are a mess. Okay. Thank you, Amber. So thank you for the question. Let me just tune into your field. Ooh, excuse me, and see what comes up. Yeah, I definitely get, there's a lot there. One moment, there's a lot of stuff there to kind of get through to the root. So just give me one moment. Give me a couple moments. Here's the thing. Okay, so the first thing that comes through is everybody's got to be on board. And when I say everybody, you and your partner. The kids feel like they're brought into the stuff, not always intentionally, but it just, like you said, it's like it's a mess. There's a lot of, okay, one of the things, boundaries need to happen. So learning boundaries might be very, very beneficial for both you and Jeff, and also setting boundaries around what the kids know, what they don't know, what they're ready for, what they're not, etc., 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 right? But boundaries. And then both of you guys have to be on the same page as it concerns kids. And then you guys can figure out, it feels like you guys would be better off to figure out the rest between you and him, once you have boundaries for like the kids. But both of you have to be willing to do the things. And it feels like there's kind of like, I feel like I'm at a loss. Like I just don't know what to do, which is completely understandable when we get into a big, I guess, for lack of a better term, I'll say like when we create a big mess for ourselves. And that can be really overwhelming to try to, I guess, correct and be more proactive, right? And do like, corrective behavior to kind of realign things. Does that make sense? So here's the thing, you both have to be willing to quote unquote clean it up. Whether that's counseling, whether that's just figuring out for yourself and figuring out what you guys need to do. It just feels like that. You guys both need to be on the same page, and you guys are, I'm hearing, nowhere on the same page. You kind of agree about certain things, and then it's like anger. And then I'm hearing anger. That's tied to a trigger that brings the defenses up, is where everything falls apart. So we try and we do the things, but then someone gets triggered, they get angry, and things kind of like collapse. And it kind of collapses any, what do you call it? Progress that you might have made. And then it starts to create a little bit of bitterness and resentment. So that anger starts to harden even more. And so that's why it's so important for you guys to both be on the same page. Okay. I hope that helps. Take it or leave it. But I hope that helps, my dear. Amber, thank you for allowing me to read for you. Got you, Kendra. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, feel free to like and share the live out. I think I'm going to let's do last call. Yeah, sure, Jamie. Let me do a last call. Hi, Britt. I will let you know right now. We're sending you all the love, Amber. Okay. So I'm actually offering free and paid readings. So if you'd like a free reading, are my eyes how they are doing the thing? You guys didn't tell me I had raccoon eyes. You guys aren't friends. I'm kidding. So my free readings, comment with your name and a question. It can be, you can be open to spirit. It can be, love, health, career, etc. It can be yes or no. Okay. And then I don't do pregnancy or fertility. And these readings, the free readings, are going to be short, condensed information. So paid services, right? These are my paid services. So in-depth reading, quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. That's what that MD stands for. Light language activation, and then healing reading. All right. And then if you do want to pay, all of my links, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, in my link in my bio. And then if you do pay for a reading, make sure you leave in the comments that you paid for a reading so that you can get your reading. Okay. Wendy, I only do, you know, if it's you, then I do readings for you. Yeah. And if your mom is passed, that would count as mediumship. And I only do mediumship through paid services because it takes a lot for me to focus that energy. Okay, Britt, let me know if she's even here. You're welcome, Wendy. Thank you for allowing me to clarify myself. Caitlin. Well, see, okay, Caitlin, so it feels like you're actually asking a deeper question. When we ask, what is your life purpose, or what is our life purpose is literally to be ourselves as authentically, as fully expressed as we are. And that expression flows into, you know, it might flow into, like for me, it flows into reading, it flows into teaching, it flows into doing groups and all of this other stuff, right? But it's not only that. So I do understand, while I do understand what you're saying, I think the deeper question is, or, you know, I think the deeper thing is you're feeling a little lost, a little confused, and like where do I fit in? Where do I belong? Which is right here, right now. So there can be a little, you know what I mean? When you ask kind of bigger, vague questions, and it's not even that it's vague, it's not even a vague question, it's a totally valid question. But that is literally everyone's purpose, is to be themselves as fully expressed and as authentic as they're truly meant to be, or planned and designed to be, when they were planning out and designing and architecting their life here. And that can look, you can do it sad, you can do it mad, you can do it angry, you can do it depressed, you can do, you know what I mean? You can still show up in your purpose, and you don't have to be happy in your purpose, but you can. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of funny business in there. I don't know if I'm on the right path. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So fair enough. So Caitlin, you're asking what to do for a career. Let me see if anything comes up. So let me connect to you, and then I'll just connect naturally to your super conscious and your guides, which your super conscious, if you're wondering, is just your higher self. It's another name for it. So I do feel like you're an earth angel. I feel like you're meant to do, you're more of a healer. And here's the thing, that can look like a lot of different ways. I'm a healer, but I also do readings. I also teach classes. I also do courses. So it can look like a lot of different ways. But I do feel like you're an earth angel, very sensitive, and it just feels like there's okay, there's a lot of attachment to not knowing, but also doubting yourself. So like if you ever did kind of have an inspiration, you might second guess it and doubt it. Well, do I? So if you do that a lot, you're actually shutting down the inspiration that's coming to you. And I'm hearing from one of your guides up here, that's what you're doing. Is there's so much doubt in your mind, which is, it's all programmed there, right? It's all coded there. It's just a program that's running of like, it shuts anything down that would move you towards your purpose or move you towards something that feels more in alignment for you. Does that make sense? But that's what I hear for you. So again, how can you trust more in yourself? How can you trust more in your purpose? Because it almost feels like there's this sense of like, I'm being tricked. Like there's this purpose here and it's your divine purpose, but I almost feel like it's a trick. And so like there's so much doubt there that like it almost like verges on paranoia, like suspicion. That's what it is. Not quite paranoia, but suspicion. Like you look at everything kind of suspicious, like. So if you're constantly doing that and looking at things even unconsciously, suspiciously, and you're shutting all of the things down, how do you ever expect to do something that's more in alignment with you? Yeah. You gotta start with trust. Yeah. Confidence. Yeah. I get that. I totally get that. And that's why, that's why I'm doing this academy that I'm going to be doing, because it's going to help the people and support the peoples to transform all of this type of, it's all programming. So when you have programs running that you're unconscious of, because your unconscious automates all the processes, when you have all of these things running automatically and it's moving against your conscious mind, you create internal conflict. Yeah, I'm scared to try new things and fail. Exactly. There is an internal conflict. You're like, what do I want? What do I do for my purpose? And then on the other side of it is, I'm scared to try new things and fail. So that's that internal conflict. Does that make sense? So how can you walk in trust? How can you walk in trust? And I'm just going to do some light language here. Feel free to accept it or not. It gets to be up to you. It's very straight to the point. You're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. You have to trust in it. But you know what? I'll say this one last thing. You never actually fail. It's all feedback. But in your mind and in your programming, that is so big and you feel so small against this seemingly large, amorphous purpose. What is that? It's like this big grand idea that you're not big enough to fulfill. But let me tell you, my dear, again, it's there for a reason. Yeah. Hi, Jillian. And Britt, I got you. I see you, Britt. Britt, in the meantime, do you have like a specific question, a specific area in life that you would like to have a reading for? Let me know in the comments and I got you down. And thank you for that donation, by the way. But yeah, how can you walk in more trust, Caitlin? And if you are interested, if anybody here is interested in the academy that I have coming up, I'm not going to share, no, I'm not going to share the name first. I'm not going to share the name yet, but it is an academy. It's a year-long academy for transformation, for this specifically, to transform limiting beliefs. And it's not healing. I mean, obviously we're releasing resistance, and it is a form of healing. But it's not about healing. It's about just getting you into the correct structure so you can start loving the life you live now while releasing and transforming along the way. So, you're welcome, Caitlin, and I'm sending you all the love, my dear. Thank you for allowing me and just entrusting me to read for you. It's a really delicate subject, so I really appreciate that. I wanted to know, so Brit, sorry, I knew someone Brit. We call Brit, so I'm going to call you Brit if that's okay. I wanted to know more about my connection with James. I work with Aphrodite, and I feel like, is it she, like Aphrodite wants to send a message to me on the connection? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Totally got you. Hi, Nicole. How are you, my dear? You still have a session with me, my dear. So get with me when you're ready for that. Okay, Britt. Caitlin, that's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful. Do it. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I just want to be a mom. And I would go more into it, but like, I'm just going to put that boundary up, but go for it. Do it. Tell me about it, Nicole. Tell me about it. I've been to the edge of the exit points and back. I mean, it's been crazy. Okay, so Britt, let's go back to you. So let me just check in and see. I have the information. So Britt, this next reading is for you. Okay, so I'm going to connect to you first, Britt. Okay, Britt. Okay, there you are. You're talking about James, but then you have this connection and working with Aphrodite. Okay, so let me listen to the information that's coming in. And part of when I'm listening, I'm doing my best to make sense in order to translate it. Because it comes in as a mishmash of things sometimes. Okay, so first off, let's go to Aphrodite. Okay, so she's a guide right now. What I get with her, of course, she could be like the goddess of love, all of that. But it feels like more of a self-love. Okay. She's getting tricky. It's the way that I'm sensing it, and take this how it resonates, but the way I'm sensing it, it feels like self-love as a reflection of the connection with this person over here. So I guess I would ask, are you and James in a relationship? Wait, let me see. I wanted to know about my, okay, so it sounds like there's just a connection there. I will be honest, because I can't not be. It feels like there's a bit of projection. So I feel like there's some mirror. Is that actually mirroring though? What does that mean? Okay, wait, what does that mean? Oh, okay. So what I'm hearing and kind of translating over on this side from Aphrodite, what did she say? She said, like, you're mirroring yourself. And I'm like, what the F does that mean? And so it was just another way to say that everyone is you, just in a different skin, a different body, you know, different stream of consciousness, etc. So it was another way of saying like everybody is you, and it's a reflection of the self-love that you're actually wanting to remind yourself of. That actually makes me want to cry, because it feels like there's a self-love that hasn't been fully embodied that would really, again, with the trust, allow you to trust really truly in yourself first. That doesn't mean that this connection won't happen or anything like that. I will get to this in a minute. But it does feel like, if you're following, that there's a reflection there and a level of embodiment when it comes to self-love that hasn't been fully realized. And this connection, okay. So is that full? Okay. 1 second. Let me ask. Let me do some questions. Is this full projection? No, part. Okay. Part projection. Part. Oh, okay. So okay. So from what I'm understanding, part of what you're feeling within this connection, it's part of your projection onto this person, onto James. Like when we project onto people, we can project our own fantasies and delusions and ideas and stuff. So part of it is a projection of you wanting that and wanting him to be that. And part of it is you feeling the alignment with this person and the connection with this person. Now, she's telling me to make it very clear that doesn't necessarily mean that this is where that relationship is going. It's simply meant to be a reflection of the self-love you have yet to really truly give and embody within yourself. And that's really connected to the heart. You feel a little disconnected within the heart. That doesn't mean you're not a loving person or a loving being at all. It's just like anything else. Like we can have like a blockage in the root or wherever else. It just feels like there is a bit of a disconnect. But where? Between the heart and trust. Between the heart. And I'm just going to say it how I'm hearing it. Between your heart and the heart of self, or between you and the heart of self. So take that how it resonates. Maybe even put that in your back pocket. But there is, and this isn't like a huge, it's not like a huge disconnect. It feels fairly minimal. It feels fairly slight. But it does feel like there's a bit of a disconnection. And a lot of times when we are really wanting the things to happen, that's where that projection comes from. Of like, oh, I really want a relationship. And we find someone that kind of clicks. Oh, man, this isn't always, but like this is kind of what I'm feeling is kind of happening. It's like we feel someone, or someone kind of comes into our sphere and, oh, they spark something in us. But what he's sparking in you is a degree of self-love. And this gets to be your choice, but I always encourage and invite people to explore this connection within themselves first. However, it gets to be your choice, and that's the fun part, and that's the most empowering part, because you don't have to pay attention to anything I said. Does that make sense? I'm going to scroll through the things and see if yes, we are currently not on talking terms, but we agreed this won't be forever, just so we can move on from the past. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Thank you. Oh, hi, Kelso. Thank you for clarifying that, because that makes it a lot clearer on my end. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why. So focus, I would encourage and invite you to focus on yourself and that self-love first. And just give yourself some time. If that connection is meant to come back, it will. You don't have to like try to will it, it's okay to let go. You know what I mean? And I'm not like, you guys have already kind of agreed, hey, this isn't forever, but I would definitely take advantage of this time, girl, and like really love on yourself. Buy yourself some flowers. Do for yourself what you would want your partner to do for you. That's the most self-loving thing that we could do. So I would encourage and invite you to do that during this time, because Aphrodite's coming in again. There's going to be a lot of clarity from that. It feels like you will have reached a level of clarity that you will know she wants me to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you will know if you want to move on with this person or not. So spend that time. I feel like you would truly benefit from that. But is there anything else? Let's see. Have you tried working with Aphrodite in the sense of bringing in more self-love? I don't know if you do spells or rituals, but I'm hearing if you're inspired to do like a ritual around self-love, I feel like that would be a really great benefit for you. And really help to inspire those actions rooted in self-love. I would utilize your connection with Aphrodite right now in order to bring a new degree of self-love is what I hear. Because there's a block in your heart where you're not fully letting people in. Does that make sense? A self-love spell. Ooh, how cool. This makes a lot of sense because I've been asking Aphrodite to teach me. Girl, here's your validation. Here's your sign. So this is perfect. The only other thing, okay, the last thing that I'll say here is spend time in like silence, kind of meditating, like kind of in a meditative silent space. And if you're called to use like soft music, you know, do whatever you feel called to do. But it feels like spending time in silence or like a more of a meditative, receptive place in order to really create an intentional space between you and Aphrodite of saying like, you doing this would be kind of you taking responsibility for your part, like you co-creating this, because, you know, she's not greater than you. She's not, you know, better than you. She's here to be a guide. So you're here to co-create, right? As equals. So spend some time in silence or meditation, somewhere where you're receptive, you're open to listening to the guidance that she has, because she has very specific things, and you being meditative and saying, okay, before you go into the meditation, connecting consciously to Aphrodite and saying, okay, I'm listening. And give yourself, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to just be open and aware. And if nothing comes in, nothing comes in. but I'm pretty sure like 9 times out, well, there's like a 99% chance that you're going to get clear instructions on, even if they're simple, just take action. Like I said, if you're like, if Aphrodite's like, okay, buy yourself some roses today. All right, go out and buy yourself some roses. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be grandiose. You just have to show up and show her that you're listening and you're going to be an active participant and you're not going to be passive in it. Because it doesn't feel like she has a lot of the way that she, or at least the way that I interpret her energy, she doesn't feel like she has a lot of time for like BS. Like, no, if I were to tell you to do the things, it's not in a bitchy way. It's just like a very no nonsense, especially when it comes to self-love. Like, don't question it. You're here to love yourself. Does that make sense? It's kind of that kind of attitude. Like, why are you questioning whether you should love yourself or not? It's not a question, you know, and she's saying it like a very loving and a very protective mother, like a mama bear. Like, what are you talking about, child? Like, of course you're meant to love yourself. There's no question. So she comes in very matter of fact, very direct to me. Yeah, she's done. She's done. So does that make sense? I've been hearing the phrase blindly follow and trust. There you go. There you go. Blindly follow and trust. Bree, thank you for the heart me. I didn't see it, but thank you for that. And thank you for liking the live, Bree. All right, Britt, thank you so much for connecting with me today or tonight. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Self-love, girl, just love on yourself. Just love on yourself. There's I'm hearing not to say that. Just love yourself. There's no question. Stop questioning it. Stop trying to doubt it or be like, oh, is that what you really said? Nope. Just follow it. Like you said. Well, yeah. And if that's the direction that you get, follow the direction. Yeah. And that's it. That's it. So let me see, 1 second. Let me make sure. Thank you for all the follows. I really appreciate that. Okay. All right. So I got you, Britt. Take it or leave it. And let's do, again, if anybody is here and wants to do a free reading, my dears, let's do the last call on that. And then we'll call it a night. But, you know, if you would like a free reading, just comment with your name and a question. I don't do pregnancy or fertility, and the free readings will be short. If you would like to see, actually, I'll just show you. I'll see you. Oh, okay, I see you. And those are my paid services. If you want to pay for a service, all the links to donate are in my profile. And then you just come back. Oh, I like it. Thank you. Just come back and tell me that you donated, right? Through the link in my bio. Oh, and when you comment with your name, you know, include a question. You can also just, you know, if you want to be open, you can say open. If health, love, career, etc. Just let me know what you're into. Oh, thank you for the heart puffs. Outer space words. I like that. I like that. It's kind of cool. Oh, so you're welcome. You're welcome. Can I ask why? Sometimes Spirit has me ask why, in order to create a little bit of clarity. So, hi, Sarah. So, okay. 1 second. Let me just kind of fill in. Okay. All right. So, all of the healings that I do, Sarah, they are paid services. And I was actually asking, like, is there something in the field that I can do for everybody? But my superconscious is saying no, not right now. There's nothing there. So, they would qualify as like a paid service. Okay. I know that your question was about Rachel. I know that your question was about Rachel, but I'm asking why. Why do you want to know? Is there a specific reason? Or, why haven't you asked? Why haven't you reached out to her? Is it like the reason being is because there's clarity. I need a little bit more context in order to kind of fill in and translate what's coming through. Oh, okay. We're on a break right now. Okay, got you. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me just connect to you. Is it Reham? Or you're welcome, Sarah. I don't want to pronounce it, so feel free to correct me if I'm pronouncing. Is it Reham? Reham? I'm trying to not butcher your name while I'm probably simultaneously butchering your name, but I will connect to you. I got your frequency. There you are. Okay, Rachel. Break. So what I hear right away is it's doubtful. It feels like when I tune into her energy, it feels like I need some space. But then there's doubts and other things that come up. So it's a very interesting mix. It's not like a yes or no. It's like doubtful, but like it could happen simply because of the thought processes that are there and convincing herself whether to do it or whether to not. So there's a lot of back and forth going on within her. What I will say when I tune into your field and your higher self, it feels like let there be space right now. Because if you're on a break, you kind of need that space to kind of process your own stuff, right? She needs to process her stuff, and it doesn't feel like there's a lot of that going on. It just feels like I just want it to be over so we can be okay, or I know what I'm doing. And so sometimes we can't help it because it's part of the programming that is unconsciously running. But it just feels like let there be space right now, and then tune into what do you need? What do you need? Are you meeting your needs for self-love? Are you meeting your needs, right? So kind of almost preoccupying yourself, but not quite fully, it's almost like distracting yourself with you. Like let yourself take center stage. I know that this relationship is in kind of limbo right now. But let it be there because things need to, there are certain things that kind of need to happen, other seemingly unrelated things and events that need to happen in order to, like, part of it is I'm hearing timing. So there's time and timing that needs to happen for space, like time and space. Okay, it's coming together as an equation. So time plus space equals clarity. So think of it like a math problem. Give yourself some time and space, and that's going to equal clarity. Because that clarity is going to tell you, do I actually want to move on? Am I done? Am I ready to move on? Have I learned the lesson? Or have I learned the lesson and have I taken some time for myself and I feel ready to do this? Okay. You know what I mean? And then when you reach clarity, reach out. Does that make sense? But here's the great thing. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me because you get to choose. You get to choose. So there is that, my dear. Oh, the second one. Okay, gotcha. Well, no, I'm saying, I mean, you can listen to me, but you don't have to. You get to choose, you know, whether or not you take the advice or not. You know what I mean? So, because that's your power of choice and free will. So, it gets to be up to you, but that's what I'm hearing in the field. Let yourself receive from yourself for a while, because it feels like you flowing that energy into yourself. What do you like to do? Go do stuff that you like to do. You flowing that energy into yourself, it's going to create clarity around whether or not you actually want to fully move on or stay committed. Yeah. So I hope that helps. And feel free to let me know how it goes. Okay, my dears, let's see, it's about 10:30 here. So I think I'm going to call it a night. There's no paid, I don't think there's any paid readings. I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. So I'm going to go, and you can always watch these replays on my YouTube channel. And I will be back next Thursday and Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time to do more readings. So I love you guys. Thank you as always. And I appreciate you. Bye.